So if you have an interview this week and it has you squirming, or if the idea of an interview in general has you like, I don't want to do that. I'm so nervous. I have 4 interview mindset shifts that I want you to apply to your next interview so that you rock it, you ace it, you master it, you all of the amazing things that so you can get on to the next interview or get that coveted offer. Watch this mini training for easy interview mindset shifts for you to apply. The very first mindset shift is very often we go into interviews thinking, oh my gosh, I need this job. They have to hire me. I want you to stop thinking that. And I want you to start thinking, I want this job. This would be so exciting and fun. And you notice the difference between need and want, they're similar. The outcome we want is the same, which is the offer. But the way we approach the interview, the energy we bring into the interview is completely different, which is why it is the very first and most vital interview mindset shift. And this is why. When you are needing the job, there is this undercurrent of you have to hire me. You have to hire me. And it makes the interview a little uncomfortable. Plus, you're so focused on needing that job that sometimes it's hard for you to build the chemistry with the person because you have this like desperation of like, you need to hire me. You have to give me this job. Whereas when we go in with the wanting the job, when we go in excited about the job, then we get to sit in the presence of the interviewer and figure out, how can I build a relationship with this person? Why would I want to work with them? Why do I want to work with them in this job or support them in this job? We completely change from desperation to excitement, which changes everything about how you say something. Because let's face it, tone is the second thing people hear. So we have body language, which is 50% of what you say comes across through your body language. 35% of what you say comes across through your tone, and only about, what's that math? 7 or 8% comes across through the content, the words you're saying. So if you're needing the job and your feeling is desperation, that will change your tone. But if you're wanting the job, that tone will be excitement. People want to hire people who are excited to work for them, not because they have to do it. It's not like this is spinach and you just have to eat it. Okay. Mindset shift number 2 is don't try to convince them that you're the best candidate. Show them how you're the best candidate. Now, this is extension of the last one. Sometimes when we feel like we need the job, we need to convince them we're the best candidate. Whenever we're in that kind of convincing like place, a lot of times it's because we don't 100% believe it ourselves. So this could be an underlying confidence issue. When we need to convince them, we might be convincing ourselves. And it kind of continues with that, like, please, 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 that desperation of like, can you see this? I need you to see this. But when we're going in there and showing them how we can help them, you feel like, if you think that, you can immediately feel that confidence shift. You're going in there and you already know, I can help you. That's why I want this job. See how they build on each other. And it allows you then to answer the questions in that sort of calm, confidence, grounded, excited way that interviewers love. They want to hire that. So we're showing them that you're the best candidate, not trying to convince them that you are. And that leads us to the third mindset shift. And again, this is a continuation. It is a growth. You're not selling yourself. Don't think of it as needing to sell yourself. Do you just think about it like you're telling your story? That's it. And a lot of this is not just that needing or the convincing. This is that awkwardness that we feel when we think we need to sell anything. Many of us are not natural, quote unquote, salespeople, even though we are, because I do believe we sell everything. We are selling ourselves on waking up early in the morning. We're selling our kids to eat their vegetables, or in my case, my daughter, salmon. We're selling other people why our idea is a good idea. So we are constantly selling, but I know for many of us, it just feels like icky. It doesn't feel nice. And so, and then when we're thinking about that, it's also so much harder for us to think about, okay, well, what would I even sell myself on? What are my accomplishments? What are my wins? It becomes very challenging. Whereas when we think about it, is we're just telling our story. And instead you're just thinking about a problem that you solved and you're telling the story about how you solved it. It feels so natural because it's a conversation about you. This is an interview. So like, of course, you're going to be talking about yourself. That's our next mindset shift. But it kind of is just like, you're not selling yourself. I'm just telling the story of what I did in my old job. It immediately again brings us to that calm, that confidence. And when we aren't so freaked out about selling ourselves, when we are happy and excited to tell our story, it also allows us to focus on the other person, to build a relationship, because that's how relationships start. Is you tell a story, they tell a story, and you just sort of build that relationship that way. Whereas if you're so focused on like, ugh, gross, they're going to think I'm horrible. I have to sell myself. This is so weird. You're in your head about that. You're in your head about what they're thinking about that. And it prevents you from creating that relationship. Okay. The fourth and final interview mindset shift is it's not weird to talk about yourself. I want you to think, I'm going in to help them. So it feels weird to talk about ourselves for some of us. And we feel like maybe we are rambling. We like probably feel like I feel like I've rambled a little bit in this video training, and that's a-okay because I know I'm helping you. Let's see the shift. It works for everything. We feel like, oh, they're sick of hearing about this. They don't want to hear so much. Okay, well, number one, this is an interview. That's why we're having it, because they want to know. So I want you to think, I'm just going in there and I'm showing them how I can help them. And I am actually helping them by talking to them about myself, because it's making their decision process easier. They're not going to have to think, oh, I did really like that person, but I don't know. Did they have experience with this? Do they have the in-depth experience that we need? So if you're going in there to help them make that decision easier by telling your stories, by showing them how you can help them because you want the job, see how they all build together, it allows them to make that no-brainer interview choice of, I think I want to keep interviewing this person, or I think I want to offer them this job. That is how we go from squirmy, gross, I hate interviews to, this is going to be great. I'm excited about this job. I know I'm a great candidate for it. I'm excited to tell them about the things I did that show them that. And I'm excited to help them make this decision. So the 4 interview mindset shifts, as a recap: don't go in needing the job. Do go in wanting the job. Don't try to convince them you're the best candidate. Do show them you're the best candidate. Don't think of it as selling yourself. Do think about it as telling your story. And don't think it's weird and awkward to talk about yourself. Do instead think, I'm going to help them. That's my mini training for this week. I'll see you next week for a new mini training, and I have a fun, exciting announcement to make in it. Now, if you want some more mindset shifts and more help with your job search, click below the secrets to finding a job you love. We fix the 9 most common job search mistakes with my 3 reasons why every mistake happens: confidence, strategy, accountability. And I want you to watch that because there's going to be some significant mindset shifts in there. Okay, comment below how this has helped you. Tell me about your upcoming interview or an interview that this helped you with. And I can't wait to see you next week.